Number one, acquiring financial knowledge. The first process to making wealth. For I am the Lord who gives you power to make wealth. Deuteronomy chapter 8. The first fundamental of wealth creation, or fundamentals, is acquiring financial knowledge. Acquiring financial. And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenants which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day. So there is a power that comes on us, and that power gives us the ability to make wealth. But that power is rendered useless by your lack of financial knowledge. So even though the power is available, it's in the socket. There is no power cable to remove the, what do you call that thing? The power from the socket to your TV. There is no cable to pass the current. So power is available. In this church, there is a lot of power for wealth creation. But why are we not wealthy? Is it God's problem or my problem? Has God done his part? What is his part? To avail the power. What is my part? To utilize. And how do we utilize the power? By acquiring financial knowledge. Now, there are three kinds of knowledge. Knowledge number one is called the basic education. Basic education. Basic education is the first type of knowledge or first type of education. This gives you essential skills like numeracy and literacy. Counting and writing. Literacy is writing. Numeracy is counting. And maybe an extra skill to start your life. This is the education we get when we go to school, all the way to university. That's the first type of education. That's the first type of. Number two is called the specialists or the specialized kind of education. Specialist or specialized kind of education. This is where you become a specialist as a specific skill. You become a professional where you can do something that not many other people can do. This is where many people go and do master's degree, doctorates, to become specialists. They do a specific task that not many people can do. Lawyers, doctors, engineers, researchers, they are in this category. They have moved past the basic education. Because the basic education in Kenya is 844. Sindio? 8 years in primary, 4 years in high school, 4 years in campus. After that, now you have to move to the specialized level of education. So it's not enough to have a degree. Remember, I have told you before, after you do your degree, try and get a professional paper. Try and get a professional, because that's the time you become a professional. If you're in accounts, do CPAs, and the others are called what? ACCA, is it ACCA? You know them, I'm not an accountant. CIFA, meaning Certified Investment Financial Advisor. Someone analyst, someone who has that is a professional. He is superior to someone who has a degree in finance because he's specializing on something special. That's why not all doctors are paid the same. A specialist doctor is paid more because you're specialized on something. Do you know a plumber can be a specialist? He is specializing on a specific skill. There are plumbers who are called to do high-rise buildings, like multi-stories. They don't call you a normal plumber. Does even know what it means to pump water from ground floor. You know, one time I was watching a documentary of how they, because I used to ask myself, how do they take water all the way up to this building in Dubai? This tall building is called what? Burj Khalifa. You know, Burj Khalifa is very tall. So how do they pump water against gravity all the way up? So I was watching a documentary of how they did it. They didn't take your normal plumber, Kamau. They took a plumber who is specialized in high-rise buildings. Do you know a furniture guy? What's the name of that guy who makes furniture? A carpenter. Do you know a carpenter can be a specialist? Do you know there are carpenters who have specialized in making a specific type of furniture from a specific wood? I know some Indian furniture guy who makes, only his products only come from hardwood. He is a specialist of hardwood. Most of the products you see in government places that have not come from the prisons have come from him. In fact, it is him who has trained the prisoners. One table, 1 million. The same table Winter sells for 20,000. Same table. Him is selling for 1 million and is being bought. Why? Specialists. Do you know there are saloonists who charge 1,000 times what your saloonist charges you? And they have clients. They have clients. Okay, newsflash. I'm telling you, they have clients. If you didn't know. They're always booked. You have to get an appointment to get to them. Someone was telling me recently of a saloonist, a certain saloonist, who has become rich and even has flats built from being a specialist. A barber. Do you know a barber? A barber can be a specialist. I'm saying this so that you stop thinking a specialist must be a doctor, a lawyer. No, a specialist is someone who has mastered a specific skill. Specific skill. And they are good at it. And they are scaling it. Shida yako ni kwamba unafanya vitu milioni moja. Soda maji biscuits, soda maji biscuits, soda maji biscuits. Hapo nyuma soda maji biscuits, soda maji biscuits. Nani maji, nani biscuits? I have asked dawa panya. The same guy, the following day you see him, dawa ya panya, dawa ya panya. Line ya Airtel, tunakuzawadia 100 MB of data. Karibia customer. Hiki sunakaja cabbage, carrot. Ni 3 in 1. Uko na 300. Leta 50. Leo tuna special offer nachukua 50. Lakini kwa kampuni wanauza 1000, uongo. Shawarma again. They sell chips in the buses. Oh really? Shawarma, chips, moto. Hey. Hot dogs. All that is good. But none of that will make you wealthy. That is a good place to start, but it's not enough to stay. It's a good place to start, but it's not enough. You must rise to become a specialist. Because the second type of education is a specialist education. Specialist education. Are you seeing your problem? You want to become a master of everything. And for you to become a specialist at something, you must be at it for some time. Sometimes even years. On the same line. If you just scrap metal, niacha kukuona kwa matatu tena. Kidogo unatafuta kazi. Nasema nikipata kazi ya driver naweza fanya. Wajabado pia mimi nakawanga driver. Kidogo umekuwa agent. Au manyumba. Kidogo umekuwa caretaker. Wewe na utajiri. Sawa. You will have money, but you'll never be rich. The money you will have is to sustain you, to pay bills. And I hate that kind of money. I don't know whether you hate it. I hate it. I hate that I cannot have 1 million in my account. Niko tuna pesa ya sapa. I hate that I can't have 20,000 shillings in my account just waiting for me. I hate it. I hate that I have to sell to pay bills. I cannot decide leo siendi job na nyumba itafungwa. You have no luxury of doing that. Unavumilia tu. Makanga ndio huyo. Arudishi change. I recently saw someone who was killed because of 30 shillings. Poverty is bad. But guess what? You will not become rich if you don't do what I'm saying. You will keep saying, 10 years from now, you'll be saying, poverty is bad. Poverty is bad. My wife was reminding me of someone they were with a few years ago. And they were trying to do something together. And he tried telling this person, let's do this thing together. And the person did not see the need. So 4 or 5 years later, the same person shows up and says, hey, you remember that thing you wanted us to do? Can we do it now? My wife said, no. Mali niko sahi, ni mbali. Akamwambia, I would really love to do it with you. But wewe bado kenye unafikiria na kenye nafikiria. I already mastered the fundamentals. Sasa niko number 5. So even if I want to do with you, you will slow me down. But when I wanted us to do together, you refused. You felt like that's too much pressure. Now I started the journey. Maybe you wanted us to save. Now my mind of saving, Nisha, saving I already mastered it. So I do it like breathing. I save every day, like breathing. Now I'm thinking about buying shares of Tesla and Facebook. That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm not saying that's what I'm doing, like I'm using that as an example. I'm thinking about buying Tesla shares, Facebook shares. I'm thinking about buying shares in America. Where bado unangangana to save 500 bob per month. Tuifanye chama ya 5,000. Nilikuwa na chama na wewe ya 5,000. Ukakula pesa. Ukakula pesa. Haukuwa ilipa. Sasa mimi tuingie na wewe. Mimi tukiingia chama basi ni ya 20,000 per day. Utaweza? Utaweza? Haba 20 bob. Sasa unaona tuko level moja. Like you get what I'm saying? But when we were together, we had the same opportunity. But you didn't master the fundamentals. You did not go into specialized skill. That level of education is financial literacy. This is where many people fail. So we can get basic education, specialized education, then we fail on financial literacy. Financial literacy is knowing how to manage money, make money, and invest money. That's financial literacy. Knowing how to manage money, make money, and invest money. Did you know that 90% of your problems are financial? If you had money, most of your problems will cease. You don't have migraines. No, Njambi, you don't have money. It's not migraines. Migraines, you don't have migraines. You are okay. Your problem is money. You don't have ulcers. Ni pesa. Ni pesa. Hiyo pesa inafanya unakuwa na njaa. Eh? You're not heartbroken. Ni pesa. You're not depressed. Ni pesa. 90% of your problems revolve around what? Money. Check how you behave when you see M-Pesa confirmed. You have received. You become lively. You say, hey, twendeni kazi, twendeni. Check how you behave. You're not carnal. Ni pesa, you're not carnal. You're a very spiritual man. Ni pesa tu. You're very spiritual. Shida. The problem is not from your mother's side or your father's side. No. Shida ni nini? Pesa. You lack financial literacy. You don't know how to make money, how to manage money, and how to invest money. You don't know. Because it's not taught in schools. That's your problem. The first level or the first way to make money or to make wealth is you must acquire financial knowledge, literacy. You must acquire it. You must understand how money works. You must read about money. Money is a principle. In fact, money is a concept. Before it's a principle, it's a concept. Because nobody can say this is money. You know that? You can't say this is money. What you're showing me, this is money, that's paper. That's paper, it's not money. Money is a concept. And that concept must be understood how it works for you to have money. So many people get money, the paper, but forget to get money, the concept. So even though money comes to them in form of paper, they can't keep it. Because they don't know how the concept works. That's why you are paid 50,000 on 31st. By 10th, you are broke. By 5th, in fact, you are broke. And you've just paid one bill, rent. You've not even paid your tithes. Hiyo siku, even worse. Hiyo siku, jioni hauna pesa. Because you lack financial literacy. You lack financial knowledge. And because you lack financial knowledge, you have something called a low financial thermostat. Low financial thermostat. What is a thermostat? Thermostat is a regulator of temperature. So, a financial thermostat is the amount of money that you are comfortable having without feeling heartbreaks and heart attacks and excitement. That's what you can handle. If we give you 100,000 koi, unasema mwendo wa 20 wapi Naivasha. Hai, bedsitter you start looking for bedsitter in Kitusuru. Bedsitter in Kitusuru. When you have money, you spend it on people. Don't advise me. I'll pay you to use your advice. That's what he said. Don't advise me. I'll pay you to use your advice. Because you have a low financial thermostat. 10,000 inakushtua. Unasema, I'm not making more money. I have enough. How much do you have? Not 10,000 K USD. No. 10,000 K KSH. Unasema, enough. Unasema, tulale. Tunenye tupumue. Twende nje. Kuna joto. Unaambia mtu, unajua naza kulipa unyamaze wewe. You tell your beloved, unajua naza kulipa unyamaze. Na uko na pesa ngapi? 10,000. Unajua naza kulipa unyamaze wewe. Unanisalimia na kulipa pa. Low financial thermostat. Alafu hiyo pesa ikishuka ifike 5K, na unaanza kusikia, tuko sawa. Sasa tunaweza pumua. Tunaweza ongea kizungu sasa. Kizungu inaanza kupungua in fact. At that point you start behaving normal. That's your financial thermostat. And many of us, we have a financial thermostat. If you want to know your financial thermostat, just check at what point does money get to, and it doesn't go beyond that. How much money can you have at a time? Aiendangi juu ya hapo. That's your financial thermostat. Some of us here financial thermostat yetu ni 100K. Tukisave 100K, tutasema dole. I'm talking to you, pastor. When you get to 100K, you say, we have enough. Tutafute kitu ya kufanya sasa. Tufunge kazi. I'm talking to you. 100,000 that's it. When you have 100,000, you feel like you have money. Not 100,000 USD. 100,000 Kenya shillings. Watafuta jinsi ya kuitumia. Unaanza kusikia niko mahali. One time I used to wonder, I had a certain financial thermostat. So I would save money. When I get to that threshold, I would start feeling an appetite of things. I start looking at things in my house. I say, we need to change that. Nanya nauza ndege. We need to change. It's not even old. I just say, we need to change that. Because I feel like I've gotten to that where I think that this is enough. So anything else that comes after this, it needs to be spent. It needs to be spent. And true, any money that came after that, I would spend it. So one day I said, I have a wrong financial thermostat. So I started desiring to improve it. I started reading about wealth. I have read, now I'm on the 6th book about money. 6th book about wealth. I started reading it in August last year. I told my wife, I have to master this thing called money. I have to understand how it works. Asa huko hapo kana wivu. Unanikasirikia. But you don't know what I've been doing. You don't know why now God is channeling money my way. Because I've been trying to master it. So because God can see the need of mastering money, having acquired financial Knowledge. Now he's sending money my way because he knows I can manage it. Unanikasirikia, unasikia wivu. Majelo zinakuja. Mnawezaje pata pesa kama hiyo? Na sisi hatupati. Unajua kwa nini hampati? You don't know what I do in secret. After I pray, I go and read. You just pray. Then you go and play PS.
As I anoint this phone.
As I anoint this phone. Money in my accounts and phones. Gifts and surprises. It's true, all that is true. But that is one part of the matrix. That is one part of. You take your mantle, strike your phone. Money. It will work the first time. The second time God will say, manna has ceased. It's time to till. You don't study about money. You have no money knowledge. You're not financially literate. The Bible says, receive my instruction and not silver. Proverbs 8 verse 10. Receive my instruction and not silver. And knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things one may desire cannot be compared to her. For wisdom is better than money. Because if you have wisdom, you'll have money. Because money follows wisdom, knowledge. Money follows what? So many people make the mistake because they have acquired the basic education, they think that that's enough. Boss, can I shock you something? You can be an A student, you sit at the front of the class, but where you sit in class does not determine where you'll sit on the plane. Yes. Where you sit in class does not determine where you sit on a plane. You can find a C student in business class, and you A student, uko kwa chief, B for chief. Kama hii mwezi utaona, next month, utasikia chicken or beef. Hiyo hata inanga chicken or beef. Inakuanga juice na sijui nini because it's a short flight. And you will see someone else who was a C student or an E student. It's a short flight but amemoka business class. Where you sit in class does not determine where you sit in a plane. And I'm telling you the plain truth. I'm telling you the plain truth. Do you know a butcherman and a surgeon all do the same thing? They all cut meat. But they are all paid differently. With white lab coats. They all cut meat, ni kweli. Si umeshaikuwa butcherman. What were you cutting? And what do surgeons cut? Meat. But why is a surgeon paid more? He is a specialist, number one, and he has acquired financial knowledge. Financial knowledge is the missing link in your wealth, in your journey of wealth creation. Financial knowledge. You don't read about money. You think reading about money makes you carnal. You say, hiyo ni kitu ya mambo ya dunia. No. Mambo ya dunia is the love of money. Those are two different things. I'll get to how you know you love money. But of course, you know how you know you love money is when you withhold more than what is due. The Bible says there's one who withhold more than what is due and suffereth lack. Right? So there is what you're supposed to withhold, what is due. There is what is due withholding. Are we together? 20% is due withholding. You must save 20%. You must. It is due withholding. But if you go beyond, now you say, I will not even give. I'm withholding 100%. You're withholding beyond what is due. So you suffer lack. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your first problem, madam, is what? Lack of financial knowledge. You don't know how money works. You don't know how money comes. You don't know how money is multiplied. Wewe unajua money is multiplied by buying land. So ukipata pesa yako ya kwanza unanunua nini? Shamba. I feel like going ahead of myself. But anyway, can I even go ahead of myself? See, I'm the one preaching. There are two types of assets. Asset number one is what I was teaching you. Income generating assets. Income generating assets. And The other one I've forgotten is the dead stock asset, kind of. I've forgotten the real name. Assets that you have them, but you can't liquidate. They are useless. Like one of it is land. Land can be a useless asset because it's not generating any income. And land has been overrated in Kenya. Everybody you meet anakuambia nunua shamba. Nunua kabroti. It's good. It's good. If you don't have land, you must buy. Land is your first investment. First. However, it's not the only investment. After you've bought land, now you need to go to income generating assets. Income generating assets. That's still part of financial knowledge. So your first 100,000, ulienda kununua shamba huko Kitui. Place nyingine hata hakuna barabara. Hata wewe mwenyewe unaogopa kwenda. Unasema, sasa ukienda huko mnaenda hike. Na uliambiwa SGR napitia hapa. The first fundamental you need to master is acquiring financial knowledge. And there is nothing that gives us financial knowledge like the Bible. The Bible is the supreme book when it comes to financial knowledge. Yeah, all this I'm talking about, I've gotten them from the Bible. From the Bible. Knowledge is superior to rubies. Knowledge. Wisdom is superior to rubies. Knowledge. You must study how money works. I decided I'm going to study how it works and I'm going to teach my wife. Because if I learn alone, she will spend what I have saved. So we better learn together. So that after I acquire, she does not squander. She helps me multiply. It's acquiring financial knowledge. Reading books on money. Understanding. Asking questions about money and wealth creation. Because this is the time to make wealth. This is the time when you have strength. Oh, Pastor, I don't even have a job. How do I start? This is the time. I've given you the story of how those Tononoka guys started with one product. One product. And now they are multi-million. Because stop looking at wealth as you being the end result. The wealth we are trying to create is transgenerational. A righteous man leaves inheritance not for his children, for his children's children. So 4th generation. That's what makes you a righteous man. So we are not thinking of money as we, the final consumers. No. The final beneficiaries. No. We are looking at money as the beneficiary of this guy, who is the 4th generation. And do you know how this 4th generation money can get to this 4th generation? When you learn to save that 20 bob. When you learn to save that 20 bob. That 20 bob is what will get to this guy. Not 100 million. That 20 bob. One time I was with Pastor Victor's father. And he told me a statement that stuck in my mind. He told me, Pastor, people don't lose money in thousands. People lose money in shillings. We don't become poor because we lost 10,000. We become poor because we lost 10 shillings, 20 shillings, 30 shillings, 40 shillings. Accumulatively. Like, one time I was doing a withdrawal, one of these days, and I'd never checked how much they charge me on that withdrawal, on that specific, not M-Pesa, on another specific app. So recently I decided, let me check how much they charge. I realized they charged me 500 bob. So I counted. I said, so for the last 3 weeks or so, or 3 months, I have given them 10,000 bob from withdrawals. I said, this is a poor financial decision. So it means when money is there, never withdraw it. If you're going to withdraw it, it should be once a month. You gather all your needs, then withdraw once to take care of all those needs. Because can you imagine losing 500 for it to get to 10,000? How many transactions have you done? 20 transactions. That's how we lose money. But 500 doesn't look much, right? Doesn't look much. You say, 500. 500 mara 20 ni 10,000. If we are going to have money, wealth passed to the fourth generation, you must learn to save that 20 shillings. That 20 shillings must be saved. And I'm talking to you now because wisdom is for the young. Wisdom is for us. Wisdom is for us. Sitaki a few years from now, useme, sikizi watu wao kanisa wanajifanyanga. Wanipay lift. Hata I don't fit anymore. Tukienda Uganda wana fly. Kuna cliques kwa hii church, the flying clique and the bus clique, and then there's us with the remaining clique. The remnants. They are no cliques. They are just people who made decisions after they had their teaching. Wewe unasema, I'm still young. Pastor, I am poor. You are poor to sell sweets. You can't sell sweets. But you have a bloated image of yourself. Use a sweetie. You have a reputation hakuna. Wewe tutakupiga makofi wewe. You see, I'm this girl. I cannot work in a butchery. I'm a baddie. Na hii urembo yote. I cannot sell smoky. Kids, you cannot sell smoky. You cannot sell smoky, kids. And my eye. Baddie. Then you cannot make money. Nikuulize pesa ya smoky na pesa ya bank kuna tofauti. Nikiingia naye kwa restaurant unajua kwenye nimetoa. Wanasemanga hiyo watu wa smoky hatutaki. Wanasemanga hivyo. Watu wa jua kali hatutaki. Mtu wa jua kali anazanua gari Toyota Kenya. I'm asking a question. Can they buy a car Toyota Kenya? Na mtu wa bank anazanua gari Toyota Kenya. What are they looking for? The money. The problem with you have a bloated image of yourself. You think you're too important to go to Gekomba. What will they think? Jamie is a very beautiful girl. But you'll see her in Gikomba. She's more beautiful than some of you. I will be honest, it's the truth. But you'll see her putting effort. But you, sister, you think your thighs will make you rich. You think your boobs will make you rich. The Bible says wealth gained by deceit will grow wings and fly away. Wealth gained from thighs and boobs is wealth gained by deceit. So it must fly wings and go away at a point. Because it's not wealth gained by hard work. Wealth gained by deceit, dishonesty will be diminished. But he who gathers by labor will increase. You don't gather by labor, my friend. You must diminish. Because scriptures are true. Scriptures cannot be broken. The word of God is so true. It can't be broken. If there is no labor that gathers, there must be a diminishing at a point. You can look like you are increasing, but at a point you will diminish because you do not gather by labor. Why do you think I preach all the time? I'm gathering by labor, that I may never diminish, because preaching is my labor. I have to labor. That's why I'm always finding opportunities to preach. It's my labor. Tuesday I'm there. Thursday I'm there. Sunday I'm there. Any other day. Sometimes I even preach to one person. Sometimes I can call one of my disciples and I can call Cecilia and preach to her. I say, I want to teach you this. Is that not preaching? What am I doing? Labor. Gathering by labor. I can tell my wife, I want to teach you this. I'm gathering by labor. Financial knowledge means that you know that wealth comes through labor. It does not come through thighs and lips. That's not hard work. That is handwork. Sex is not work. It's a sport. And marriage is not an insurance for wealth. Ati mimi nikiolewa nitakuwa tajiri. Unajua wangapi wameolewa na wanalia? Don't think because you get married you'll have money. Sweetheart, don't think because you get married you'll have money. Down, yeah. This girl, friend of mine here, is telling me that there are ladies who divorce billionaires. So they are given wealth, a share of their wealth. Then few years later, they go down as they were before. Because wealth gained by deceit must diminish. Must. Pesa ya haramu wanasemanga hailali. That's what they are saying. Pesa ya haramu wanataka kutumia. That's why corruption does not make cops rich. They spend it without knowing how they spent it. He's still there doing the same thing. A cop who used to take corruption money on the road, he's still on that same road, doing the same thing. Because wealth gained by deceit, dishonesty, must diminish. Must. The Bible says, in fact, it will grow wings and fly away. So the diminishing is not at it takes off. Sijui ilienda wapi. Easy come, easy go. But steady diligence pays off. Easy come. Najua you have a till number in the house, but that's not tilling the ground. Kona pochi. Weka hapo. Kwa pochi. Nionyeshe message kwanza. Lipa mapema onyesha message. Wealth gained by deceit must diminish. Must diminish. The first barrier to wealth creation is lack of financial knowledge. Knowing that wealth comes from labor is financial knowledge. Is financial? Yes. Knowing money comes from work is financial knowledge. Hey! Golden showers. I read a story recently of a lady who went for those golden showers in Dubai. And they went with her friend. Her friend told her, "You want to become rich?" Said, "Yeah, I want to become rich." Says, "Are you sure? I can show you how. Let's go to Dubai." So she goes to Dubai. Then this billionaire books her in, gets her money, sends her a driver, picks her, then tells her, "Go for shopping, given like $10,000, go your shopping, do whatever you want to do, then later on we will meet." So in the evening, a driver is sent to pick her up. True story. It was, I'm sure maybe some of you even saw it. It was on X. The lady was giving the story. Then she said that when the driver came, took her to a yacht. So she's there, she's thinking that, it's the easy thing, yeah, to get money. When she goes there, she realizes that, first it starts easy, then all of a sudden, the thing goes wild. It escalates. People are pooping on her, peeing on her, beating her. At a point, she's thrown into the ocean. Then she's got back. Then she's given money. She said when she received that money, she felt she was so dirty, she threw it. Because she couldn't believe what she did for that. So she was saying a lot of girls you see flaunting, that's what they do. Then they say export business. Export-import business. Which exports? Anyway, I don't know how we got there. But get financial knowledge. Get financial